Campus, Coach D here, about to start our warm-up segment. This segment we'll be using for every day's warm-up for the whole week. So every day before you start your workout, you can start with this just to get your body warmed up, get your handles warmed up. So first up, we got the peak Maverich drill. So what we're going to do, we're going to get our feet slightly wider than our hips. We're going to stand in a relaxed stance. We're going to grab the ball with two hands, bring it over our head, slam it through as hard as we could. Bring it back around, bring it over the head, slam it through as hard as you could. All right, catching it with two hands. You're gonna bring it around to the right, you're gonna bring it around to the left. So from the side, like this. Okay, so you catch it with two hands, and you're making sure that you're getting the ball through as hard as you could. We're challenging ourselves to be able to control the ball at fast speeds. If you lose the ball, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with failure. That's how you get better. If you're just doing it and you never lose the ball, you probably aren't pushing yourself hard enough. So please, make sure that you're going as hard as you could. Don't be scared to mess up. For this drill, you can go 10 to 20 reps each way, or you can go for time. Either way is fine. Next up, we got our single straight pounds. So all a straight pound is being able to have your hand on top of the ball and dribble straight up and down. Usually when we dribble, we want our dribble to stay in line with our shoulder or somewhere in that general area. So right now, we're going to get into an athletic stance, meaning we want our feet wide. All right, rule of thumb is usually that you want your feet to match your defenders for the most part. So usually a defender plays like this. So we want to be able to match up his feet so that we can take straighter angles at the basket. All right. Feet wide, hips back, shoulders down. Right, we're going to sink into this space underneath us. We're going to have our ball side hand on top of the ball. We're going to pound, catch, pound, catch, pound, catch. Go into the next side, same thing. All right, working on getting full extension through the arm. So you want to go through the elbow, through the forearm, and through the wrist. So when we go straight through, we guide the ball back up. All right. When you do this, it's fine to look down. You want to make sure that we're hitting the same spot when we dribble. Looking up is the easy part. Once you get comfortable with your dribble, looking up becomes easy. So it's okay to look down. You want to get this for 10 to 20 reps, or you can go for time. Next, we have our 2-ball spikes. If you don't have 2 balls, it's completely fine. You can just use one and alternate. So what we're going to do, we're going to get back in our athletic stance, feet wide, hips back, shoulders down. We're going to hold both balls underneath. We're going to lift them above our head. We're going to spike them down as hard as we could, and then control it. All right? When we control it, we want to go up and get up both hands under it. We don't want to trap the ball to our body. We don't want to cuff it. We want to have one ball out, one ball here. We want to work on catching both hands by flipping it over, working on our hand strength and being able to control the ball. All right. If you lose the ball, it's perfectly fine. Failure is not a problem. You have to fail to get better, so don't be scared to fail. Gonna get this for 10 to 20 reps, or you can go for time. Next, we have another 2-ball drill, middle, high, low. If you don't have 2 balls again, that's perfectly fine. Right, just use one and then you can alternate. So we're going to go middle as in the waist, high is over the shoulders, low at the ankles. So again, athletic stance, we're going to sit, we're going to go middle, right at the waist, high, at the shoulders, and low at the ankles. Right. Going to go for about 30 reps, or you can go for time. Next up, we have crossovers. So when we cross over, we want to sweep the floor as our hand is a broom. Obviously, we don't want to get so low that we can't dribble the ball. So when we cross, we sweep under, hands on the side of the ball, like our hand is a broom, trying to sweep the floor. All right. So right now, we're going to go wide stance again. Nice athletic stance. We're going to go crossovers, continuous, no dribble in between. Right. It's going Right? You can play with your speeds, you can play with your width, right? You can start rocking a little bit if you need to. That's perfectly fine. Again, if you need to look down to know where you're dribbling the ball, that's perfectly fine. So again, you can start here. As you get more comfortable, you can start to bring it out a little bit. Then you can start to get wide. Right? Start to shift a little bit. Start to feel that. Start to be able to control the ball in different positions. Going for about 10 to 20 reps or time. Either way is fine. Next, we got our through the legs continuously, just like we did with the crossovers. So when we do this, again, nice wide stance. We don't want one foot in front of the other, okay? Even for you younger guys, if it's a little hard for you, I want you to work on it. You'll start to get it. I don't want you to have to go and start doing this and get in bad body position. We want to stay in the same athletic stance, with our shoulders forward, right? We're gonna go through. You can start again to play your speed, with your shiftiness, right? Start rocking, perfectly fine, all right? For younger guys, if it's a little hard for you, you can start to go take one dribble in between. That's fine also, all right? So same thing, we're going for about 10 to 20 reps, or you can go for time. Next up, we got our continuous behind the back dribbles. So with our behind the backs, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna get our feet wide, get into our athletic stance, shoulders down, all right? When you go behind the back, I don't want you to have to hinge your hips forward, or I don't want you to jump forward, all right? Make sure our feet are staying still, like they should have been doing in the crossovers and between the legs. So we're here, we're down, we're just going behind the back, all right? Again, you can start playing with your shiftiness, start getting a little bit of movement, right? Start getting wider, start getting lower, right? However you want to do, you can play with it a little bit. You can go for 10 to 20 reps or time. Just again, make sure you're not hinging forward at the hips to put it behind your back, and you're not jumping forward or moving your feet, right? Just keep your shoulders down. If it's hard for you, that's fine. Once you get it once, you'll start to get it. Now that we've done our crossovers, we've done our between the legs, and we've done our behind the backs, we're gonna put them all together. So right now, we're gonna go back in our athletic stance, nice and wide, and low. We're gonna go crossover, between, behind. Crossover, between, behind. Crossover, between, behind. Crossover, between, behind, right? Same thing, you can start getting a little bit more shifty once you start to get better handle. Right? That's fine. You lose the ball, perfectly fine. Each set of 3 equals 1 rep. So cross, between, behind equals 1 rep. Every time you go, your hand should be alternating. So you want to go for, again, about 10 to 20 reps, or you can go for time. Last thing for our warm-ups, we want to go into push crosses. So we worked on low crossovers, where we sweep the floor with our hands. Right now, we're going to go into push cross, which is an over-the-top crossover, where you go and I push it across my body. All right? So this move is a little bit of a better downhill move. You can keep your speed with it because you have foot freedom. When we say foot freedom, that means as the ball is moving, you can keep going. Right? When you do a low crossover, you have to wait for that ball to pass your feet so that you can start moving. So push cross gives you a little bit more foot freedom, and also if a defender was playing with his hand in your pocket, you could always push it over his hand and you can start to get past him. Right? So what we want to do, we want to go continuous push crosses. We're going to push cross, push cross, push cross. All right? No stopping, no slowing down. We want to go as fast as we could. The more space you have, the better. If you don't have much space, just use what you have. Again, going for 10 to 20 reps, or you can go for time.